And I don't know if it's mainly because Jeffrey Combs is so magnetic when he shows up, but I was more engaged with this episode than I probably have been in, I don't know, a while.
Yeah,
in this show.
Interesting. Do you think the plot was any great? Were you into the plot, or you think it was just like a familiar face showing up? You're like, oh, I know this thing. I know what's going to go on.
I do think the plot was part of it, because I think, but and what makes it work is the infusion of Shran and the Andorians, where you are not totally sure what way they're going to go, because I think it works particularly in this series because up to this point there has been such a poor record of what happens when you let alien species onto the ship.
Yeah.
So part of me was like, well, I mean, the Andorians, they're probably just going to not, I don't know. It could go either way, really. And, they're kind of making it seem a little bit suspicious, but they're doing a really good job of evening it out by having them be upfront about stuff.
Yeah.
And at this point, I don't know what Shran's ulterior motives could be. And when you find out that he's trying to, I figured it out before they kind of came out with it for the most part, but still I think it works. When you find out, it's a really good reason. It's a very realistic, real world kind of reason where it's like, well, technically we're not hurting you guys because we got the weapon away from them. We're just not going to give it to you because we realize if we have it, then that protects us from the Vulcans, and that levels the playing field for us. And it's not that the Andorians are evil characters in this situation.
Right. Yeah.
It's just they are taking advantage of the situation. They're still helping to an extent.
Yep. helping until the job is done, and then taking advantage of where the ball lies at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
And I really liked the kind of standoff with Shran and Archer at the end, because I honestly wasn't sure who was going to blink, if anybody was. I was legitimately surprised that they actually blew the weapon up, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I did think, like, what, are they just going to keep this in the fucking garage for the rest of the series?
Break glass in times of need. I agree with you. I think that what I like about the Andorians in this one is that about until you're halfway through, I wasn't sure if the suspicion of the Andorians was just because that's the way the culture acts. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to tell if the Andorians are being shifty or if they are actually trying to help, because they're all very prideful and they're all very stubborn and not willing to help people. So even like the female Andorian who helps Reed rebuild his stuff, there's a sense of not really being sure what she's up to. She doesn't want to help, but you don't know why the reason she doesn't want to help is. Is it because it's like an Andorian cultural pride thing, or is it because she knows that she's just going to betray these people or whatever? So I think it plays itself out nicely.
You can see Rick's influence on the series is waning, that this time the female Andorian was fully covered up.
Yeah, I know. No, not even hints of passion, I suppose.
But they do make a double entendre about aligning the relays. So at least that's how it played to me. I don't know. Maybe I just got Berman on the brain.
What was that line? I forget what he said.
I don't know. It was one of those things where it's like Malcolm was like standing too close to her, and he's like, well then, let's get to aligning those relays, or something like that.
Oh, I remember. I'm remembering now. There was another line where she's talking about she's like, it's not about the size of your missile, it's about the man who wields it, or something like that.
Right,
I was like, oh, yeah. Rick furiously running in, waving a handwritten script pages.
I got blue pages. Blue pages. Shut it down. We gotta move the air thing to the beginning of the episode, so we got more time for the entendres.